In continuous time Fourier series, we have derived two equations which are known as the synthesis equations and analysis equations. The synthesis equation says that what are the ingredients required to synthesize or create a signal x of t, a periodic signal x of t, and the analysis equation says that what are the components present in a complicated signal x of t, right? So that was for the periodic signal. CTFS is for periodic signal. Now here in this mathematical derivation video, we are going to see how can we extend that mathematical ideas to express a periodic signal as a linear combination of complex exponential, or what is the synthesis equation and analysis equations for a periodic signal, or what is the recipe of the aperiodic signal x of t, or what are the components present in a complicated aperiodic signal x of t. That is what we are going to derive in this particular equation. For this, prior knowledge of continuous time Fourier series is required. If you don't have the idea of continuous time Fourier series, I request you to pause the video here, watch the continuous time Fourier series videos and come back and continue this video.
So from the previous video, we have discussed that an aperiodic signal x of t can be considered as a periodic signal with its period t0 is equal to infinity, right? So that means that the replicas of the signal is repeating after an infinite interval. So mathematically we can express it like this, right? So limit t0 tends to infinity x t0 of t, right? So this is the periodically replicated signal, right, is equal to x of t. So this is the mathematics behind that. We are trying to go from the known to unknown, right? Known to unknown, right? So what is known for us? CTFS, we know about CTFS, right? And CTFS is for periodic, we know that, right? From that, we don't know what is the frequency domain view of a periodic, right? A periodic. And if you are able to find out that, somehow we can call it as CTFT, right? So we are trying to move from the known to unknown, right? So this is a periodic signal which we have seen in the previous video. So since it is a periodic signal, we can use the CTFS for expressing that, right? So we can write x t0 of t is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity ak into e power j k omega 0 t. So this is the Fourier series. Don't forget, this is the continuous time Fourier series expression for x t0 of t. Why? X t0 of t is a periodic signal, right? So for periodic signal, we can easily write the continuous time Fourier series, right? Now this is the synthesis equation, right? So this is the synthesis equation of CTFS, right? So similarly, we can write the analysis equation for CTFS, right? So how can we write? We can write this AK, the coefficients are given by 1 by t0 into integral minus t0 by 2 to t0 by 2, because we are integrating in a period, right? So in one period, right? So x of t0 of t, that is our periodic signal, into e power minus j k omega 0 t dt. This is what our analysis equation. So this is our analysis equation. So if you forgot these ideas, I request you to go back to the previous videos and watch how to write this Fourier series equations, right? So these are the two equations we have now, right? If you observe, you can see that this capital omega 0 in this equation, here you can see capital omega 0 in this equation. This is the fundamental frequency, right? So this is the fundamental frequency, and t0 is the fundamental period, right? So it is the fundamental period. So we have these two concepts, right? Omega 0 and t0. Omega 0 is the fundamental frequency and t0 is the fundamental period. Now what is the relation between these two? We have studied from the smaller class that the relation between these two is omega 0 is equal to 2 pi by t0, where omega 0 is the fundamental frequency expressed in radians per second and it is given as 2 pi by t0, where t0 is the fundamental period, right? And why we have a k omega 0 in the equation? Why we have a k omega 0 in the equation? Because we are expressing the periodic signal as a linear combination of harmonically related periodic signals, right? So harmonically related means these are all harmonically related complex exponentials. So if you add all these harmonic related complex exponential in a particular ratio, we can get the periodic signal x of t. That is what Fourier series says, right? But here we have a problem. What is the problem? So how we approximated our aperiodic signal from the periodic signal? We say that the aperiodic signal is a periodic signal with the period t0 is approaching infinity. That means the replicas are going to the infinity, so period is equal to infinity, right? So in this equation, if t0 is becoming infinity, what happened to omega? What happened to omega? So if t0 is going to infinity, what happened to omega? So we can see from this relation that when t0 is becoming a bigger and bigger value, omega 0 will become a smaller value, right? So we can try to understand that from a diagram. So consider a periodic square pulse given like this. See, this is the period. This is the period of the signal. T is the period of the signal, right? So we can see the replicas here. We can see the replicas here. And from continuous time Fourier series, if we take the continuous time Fourier, you know the mathematics of continuous time Fourier series, right? So if you use the mathematics of continuous time Fourier series, and if you take the continuous time Fourier series, then you can get AK, that is the coefficients required to create this continuous time signal, continuous time periodic signal like this, right? So if you carefully observe, see, these are all points in the frequency domain, right? These are all points in the frequency domain. So these many harmonically related complex exponential signals are required to obtain this periodic signal. For example, maybe we need a 100 hertz signal, then we need a 200 hertz signal, then we need a 300 hertz signal. So please keep in your mind that this is actually frequency domain. This axis is actually frequency. Okay, this axis is actually frequency. So this particular view, this is the representation of AK. So the representation of AK says that what are the frequency components required, right? So these are all different frequency values, right? So these are all different frequency values in the x-axis, and in the y-axis, what should be the amplitude? What should be the amplitude of those frequency components, right? So in the x-axis, we have the frequency values required. Maybe this is a 100 hertz signal with this many amplitude. This is a 300 hertz signal with this many amplitude. This is a 500 hertz signal with this many amplitude. This is a 700 signal with this many amplitude. So in the x-axis it is frequency, right? It is frequency, and the y-axis it is amplitude, right? So these many harmonically related signals are required to create a periodic signal like this. Right. Now Fourier says that you increase the period to infinity, so these replicas will go to infinity. These replicas will go to infinity, right? So when these replicas are going to infinity, what happened to omega? The frequency domain components or AK components will come closer and closer and closer, and finally they will form a continuous representation, or continuous frequency domain coefficients are required to create the aperiod, because we have seen that when t is going to infinity, omega become closer and closer and closer, and finally it will become a continuous function. Actually, if you look into this AK, in the previous case, in this case, it is discrete value. See, you can see that discrete value. There is gap between these points. Since we are pushing the replicas to the infinity or increasing t0 to infinity, these components, these discrete components will come closer and closer and closer, and it will form an envelope like this. It will form a continuous function like this. So that indicates that we need so many closely related frequency components to create our aperiodic signal. See, this is becoming closer and closer and closer. These AK values are becoming closer and closer and closer, right? So we need so many AK values like this, and finally it forms a continuous function, right? So we need all these frequency components, AK frequency components, to create our aperiodic signal, right? So what it says that our frequency coefficients AK become a continuous function. They will come closer and closer and they will form a continuous function, right? So if you have a doubt in this, let us see another example. Let us go to another example. Now this figure clearly shows what happens to AK, that is the Fourier series coefficients, if the period of the signal increases. Here you can see we have a signal and assume that the period is for t0, right? So assume that the period is for t0 and we need this many coefficients, right? These many coefficients to create the signal using the Fourier series. Now assume that I am increasing the period of the signal to 8t0. Please see that it was 4t0 here it is 80. So I have moved the replica towards the right? So assume that there is left side also. I have not shown in this figure. It's a periodic signal, so it should be having it's an everlasting signal starting from minus infinity to plus infinity. So assume that the left side is also present. I have not shown it here, right? Okay, so if we increase it to 8t0, you can see that the envelope is remaining almost same, but we need more number of AK coefficients to represent the signal using the continuous time Fourier series. That is what you have to observe here, right? So compared to the previous one, the envelope is remaining almost same, but the number of coefficients required to create the periodic signal is increasing. Now in the next case, you can see that the t0 is further increased to 16t0. It is increased to 16t0. Here also again you can see that the envelope is remaining somewhat constant, right? But we need more number of closely packed AK coefficients to represent the signal now. So this is what you have to carefully observe from this, right? So when t0 is increasing, or the period between the signal replicas are increasing, or t0 going to infinity, the AK coefficients are becoming very close to each other, and AK, in the previous case this AK was discrete, and by the time t0 going to infinity, our AK will become a continuous function like this. Our AK will become a continuous function like so. This is what Fourier's idea, right? When period increases, the Fourier series come closer and closer and closer, and it will become a continuous function, right? So when t0, here you cannot observe it because t0 is 16t0 here. Going to infinity means this t0 is becoming very large. So when it becomes very large, this function will become a continuous function. This function will become a continuous function. So this is where we have started with the continuous time Fourier series formula. Now, because of all these assumptions and or considering an aperiodic signal as a periodic signal by extending the period to infinity, what happened to the CTFS formula? That is our actually CTFT formula. So we can derive this CTFT formula from the CTFS formula by incorporating the assumptions we have made, right? Now let us start with AK. Okay, let us start with AK, and AK is a discrete function in frequency which we have seen. Now because of extending t0 to infinity, it will become a continuous function. So we can write it like this: limit, and I am taking the t0 to the left side also, right? So limit t0 tends to infinity, t0 ak, right? t0 ak is equal to integral. So what is the integral? So integral here it was t0 by 2 and t0 by 2. Since the time period is increased to infinity, I have to replace it with minus infinity to plus infinity, and this x of t0 t is now x of t, right? It become x of t, and the remaining term e power minus j. There is no need of k omega 0 here because that was a discrete function, so k was required. Now it is a continuous function, so instead of k omega 0 we can write omega t into dt. So this is how our equation is modified. Now we need some more small substitutions. What are the substitutions? So we know that t0 can be given as 2 pi by omega 0, 2 pi by omega 0, right? Now we have seen that when t0 is going to infinity, that is limit t0 is going to infinity, this equation become t0 is equal to 2 pi by d omega, right? D omega, because t0 is going to infinity, so it become omega become very small, so we can write it as 2 pi by d omega, right? So if you consider that idea also into this equation, instead of t0 ak, I can write like 2 pi by d omega ak, right? 2 pi by d omega ak is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e power minus j omega t dt. Like this I can write. Like now if I wanted to take 2 pi to the right side, I can write it like this: ak by d omega is equal to 1 by 2 pi into integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e power minus j omega t dt, right? So this is what I get. Now if we can substitute this particular equation, right? If you can substitute this particular equation into our x of t equation. So what is our x of t equation or the synthesis equation? Our synthesis equation is this, right? For CTFS. Now for CTFT, I can write, instead of x t0 of t, I can write x of t. So x of t is equal to summation k varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, because it is a discrete frequency function. Now it become a continuous frequency function, right? Our frequency coefficient become closer and closer, and it become a continuous function. So instead of that, I can write it as minus infinity to plus infinity, and if I wanted to write ak here, right? If I wanted to substitute this ak here, I have to take d omega to the right side, right? I have to take the d omega to the right side. So now our periodic signal become a periodic signal, so I can replace it with x of t. So x of t is equal to, now summation k is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity was for a discrete frequency function, right? Now because t0 has moved to infinity, our frequency coefficients become closer and closer, and it become a continuous function. So I can write minus infinity to plus infinity. Instead of summation, I can write minus infinity to plus infinity. Instead of ak, I am going to substitute which we have derived now. What is that? 1 by 2 pi into minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt, right? So instead of ak, I can substitute that. What is that? 1 by, so I have to open a bracket, I have to write 1 by 2 pi into integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e power minus j omega t dt. So this is what I have to write in the bracket, and since this is ak by d omega, when I write ak in this equation, I have to write d omega at the end. So what is the remaining term here? The remaining term is e power jk omega 0 t. Now again here this k omega 0 is a discrete frequency function, it will become a continuous function. So instead of that, we can write e power j omega t d omega. So this is the equation we get for x of t. So x of t is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity 1 by 2 pi into minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power j omega t dt into e power j omega t d omega. Now this term, actually this term is our continuous Fourier series coefficients, right? Continuous Fourier series coefficient, or it is a Fourier spectrum. Now we can call it as Fourier spectrum, which we have discussed here. So this is the Fourier spectrum. It is a continuous function of the frequency domain. If we call that as x of omega, if we can call it as x of j omega, because it is a continuous function in omega, if we call that as x of j omega, then this equation will be modified as x of t is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of j omega into e power j omega t d omega. So this equation is very important, and this equation is known as the this particular equation is known as the synthesis equation of continuous time Fourier transform. And this equation, right, so this equation, how it is modified? It is modified as x of j omega is equal to 1 by 2 pi into integral minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e power minus j omega t dt. And this particular equation is known as the analysis equation of continuous time Fourier transform, right? So how we have converted our continuous time Fourier series coefficients, which is derived for periodic signals, into continuous time Fourier transform, which is for aperiodic signals. That is what we have discussed in this video, right? So I hope it is clear. Now let us compare the continuous time Fourier series equation and continuous time Fourier transform equations for a better understanding. So please note that continuous time Fourier series equations are for periodic signals and continuous time Fourier transform equations are for aperiodic signals. Here you can see that the synthesis equation says that the signal x of t can be synthesized by AK coefficients multiplied with the harmonically related complex exponentials. So if you add all such harmonically related complex exponential with some amplitude AK, we can create x of t as the original signal. But here in CTFT, the equation, synthesis equation says that the aperiodic signal x of t can be created by integrating, right? Here not summation, because we need all the frequency components in a range minus infinity to plus infinity to create an aperiodic signal, right? And the Fourier spectrum, right, here it was discrete frequency components or discrete frequency coefficients, but here it is a continuous frequency function which is known as the Fourier spectrum, right? Fourier spectrum, which is multiplied with all the frequency components e power j omega t d omega. So this is how we create the or synthesize the signal x of t. Similarly, you can see that AK, the frequency coefficients are given as 1 by t0 minus t0 by 2 to plus t0 by t x of t into e power minus j k omega 0 t dt. Please note that AK is the discrete frequency function and here x of j omega is the continuous frequency function, which is given as 1 by 2 pi into minus infinity to plus infinity x of t into e power minus j omega t dt. So these equations are used for finding out the time domain view and frequency domain view of signals. So if we have given the frequency domain view, from the synthesis equation we can reconstruct the time domain signal x of t, and if we have given the x of t time domain signal using the analysis equation, we can find out the frequency spectrum of the signal. For periodic signal we will use the CTFS equations, and for aperiodic signals we use the CTFT equations. I hope it is clear.
I hope the idea of continuous time Fourier transform is now clear. We have started from the conceptual background and moved to the mathematical background. This synthesis and analysis equations are used to find out the frequency spectrum of aperiodic signals or the spectrum of the speech or image or any other complicated signals like ECG or EEG, and get more insight from those signals. Whatever multimedia applications or apps you are using, there are so many Fourier series and Fourier transform applications are running behind it.